This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another sports catastrophe on this day. I know it's apropos and there's a lot of NCAA basketball stuff here, but basically March is all about March Madness. What do you expect? So this is the major moment. I could have talked about the 1951 Kentucky win that they got their third title in 6 years, and then basically that would be tainted because of the point shaving scandal. But I don't want to bore you guys too much. So I decided to go with the 1939 NCAA championship. So yes, on this day, 82 years ago, the NCAA had their first ever tournament championship. Now this is the NCAA. This is not the NIT. The NIT is basically an invitational tournament. And for many years, the NIT was the prime tournament, not the NCAA version. So anyway, 8 schools played in single elimination tournaments. It started on St. Patrick's Day and ended March 27th at Northwestern University's campus in Evanston, Illinois. There were 8 games played. There was a third place game in the West region. The East region didn't hold a third place game until 1941. And there was no national third place game until 1946. Oregon are your champions. As you can see by the brackets of the visual I give you, Oregon took care of Ohio State. Now, Oregon doesn't really have much of a basketball pedigree. Well, nowadays they are still in the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16. They face their Pac-12 rivals, USC. So one of them will be guaranteed a spot in the Elite Eight in a few days. Ohio State, they have a good pedigree since 1939. They had John Havlicek, Jerry Lucas, Jim Jackson, and of course, great Greg Oden. Oregon, of course, having I'm struggling. Chris Boucher. There were a couple of the Canadians who played for Oregon. I lost my. Oregon would not make the Final Four until 2017, so it took them almost 8 decades to make a Final Four, despite their championship. So the East Regional was at the Palestra in Philadelphia. I think that's demolished, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's still in use as the home of the Penn Quakers. That's amazing. And California Coliseum in San Francisco hosted the West Regional. So the East Regional and the West Regional. The East Regional had 4 schools: Brown, Ohio State, Villanova, and Wake Forest. I guess because, east of the dividing line. So Brown, they said they're independent, but Brown I know is an Ivy League school. Ohio State for the Big Ten. Villanova, when they once were an independent and not part of the Big East. And Wake Forest in the Southern Conference before they moved to the Atlantic Coast Conference in the 50s. In the West, you had Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, and Utah State. Oklahoma in the Big 6, which would expand in subsequent years to the Big 8, to the Big 10, to the Big 12. Oregon from the Pacific Coast, aka the Pac-10/12. Texas from the Southwestern Conference, that's right, before they moved to the Big 12 after the Southwest Conference dissolved in 96. And Utah State from the Mountain States Conference. So how did they do? Well, Villanova beat Brown 42-30 to get to the semis against Ohio State, who beat Wake Forest by 12. Ohio State won by 17 over Villanova to get to the final. Oregon beat Texas by 15 to face Oklahoma, who beat Utah State by 11. Oregon beat Oklahoma by 18. So it was Ohio State, Oregon, and Oregon won by 13. No games in the quarter semis and finals actually were decided by single digits. Kind of effective, right? There was a West Regional third place game, and Utah State beat Texas. I really hate when they did the regional third place tournaments and all that, because it's like, why bother? Why are you bothering to do this? It doesn't make sense. A regional third place game? That's not for anything other than an extra game on your resume. Kind of stupid, don't you think? But anyway, yeah, Oregon was the champion. However, one Oregon player accidentally smashed into the NCAA trophy and broke it. So basically they had a broken trophy, but it was recrafted and all that. It's kind of weird how the NCAA champions don't get like a big trophy. They get like this plaque being the basketball champions and all that. I think they may get some kind of commissioned trophy or something like that. But that's just me. It's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, NCAA basketball tournaments were born in the month of March. And that's all there is to it. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.